want people who are kind of volunteering for things, and whether or not they compete, and they're just very actively involved in kind of student life and kind of beyond, you know, getting to know the industry that they want to work in.
We push our message out constantly to the faculty, and we got them really involved in helping to promote the event with us.
Companies aren't just looking for you now to have a degree, but it's how are you differentiating yourself and, you know, better preparing yourself for the industry by rounding out those abilities without just coming into the working world out of a textbook.
We have got just about 300 applicants now. What we're doing today is reviewing the 300 applicants that have come in, and we're using the criteria that have been provided to us by the sponsors to help determine who makes it to the next round, which is interviews.
And how did you get this internship?
We've been able to actually give them advice after the interview. So for a lot of people, it's their first interview, and we were able to tell them about their portfolio, tell them about some stuff that they should change on their resume, because maybe they haven't gone through that with their professors yet.
I think that for me, I'd love to find myself working for a company that their corporate culture kind of embodies what I feel I want to be involved with every day of my life. I want to wake up and want to go to work, and I think there are places that will do that.
If you pretend to be something that you're not to get someone to like you, as soon as you relax and start being exactly who you are, you're going to get your ass dumped. And they're going to be rejecting the real you. So figure out who you are and what you need, and then go after the right places. Generations that are coming up, I think they're pretty fearless, which is great. They have so much access to information, and they can really become experts long before they actually have to get into the business. I think what they need to work harder on is using all the resources that they have to really learn how to play with all the advantages that they have to make an impression long before they break through and actually get into the roles that they're trying to get into.
The thing I think is important to keep in mind is to remain an artisan at what you do. When I bring into a room a group of mixed disciplines, I expect my designer to be the absolute best at what he or she does. I expect the writer to be the absolute best at what he or she does.
You know, if I looked at and said, if I got 10 resumes on my desk next week, how many hours would it take me to go through these, schedule interviews, and go through this process? This is sort of like interview en masse, and I actually think it's probably a more effective interview process than what we would find in a locked up in my boardroom.
I can't think of a time when I'll ever get to sit down with this many people who are in the same position as me and also in positions where I aspire to be myself in the near future.
So I'm looking for innovative ways to leverage our site to sell more.
People coming out of the education programs now can offer so much, for a guy like me that's maybe been doing it for 20 years.
The ones we tend to hire are the ones that are the hand raisers and the ones that are most curious.
So regardless of whether or not I get an internship out of it immediately, I know that I'm learning things that I can take away that'll serve me for later also.
It's just as important for us as an agency to network with people as it is for the students themselves to be networking with us.